Hello everyone, I'm Mykel Coleman, fashion designer of Mykel Coleman World at mykelcoleman.com. Well, let me tell you this quick story. In 1995, I was in the military and I was walking on the base and a young lady stopped me and she said, "Hey, what are you doing in the military?" And I kind of smiled and I was like, "I'm here to get education and to serve my country." And she said to me, she said, "You look like you should be a model." And I started thinking to myself, I said, And at that time, Tyson Beckford was a supermodel and he was killing it. And I started thinking, as I would hear different people say to me, "Hey, this, I had a unique look." So when I got to my duty station in Chicago, I actually began pursuing a modeling career. And while pursuing my modeling career, I modeled for different companies such as Soft Sheen, Levi Jeans. I've been in the Upscale magazine, Ebony magazine, and many others. And I would sit back and I would watch while I was modeling for Soft Sheen how the behind the scenes work with the fashion and the makeup and the hair and the whole nine. And I became intrigued. I said, okay, Tyson Beckford, he's modeling for Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren is the designer. So as a future entrepreneur, I was like, well, if Tyson Beckford is making this amount of money, just imagine what the designer is making. So I just studied, a lot of, the background. So that's kind of how I got into becoming a fashion designer. Started out modeling and then just kind of worked my way through just watching all the different elements that, help make a successful fashion company. Well, I grew up in Tennessee. I'm a Southern boy by heart, but I've lived all over Chicago, Florida, Atlanta, now Los Angeles. So yeah, Well, you know what? I was never interested initially in becoming a fashion designer. It just kind of like, something that as time went on, I became more and more interested in becoming a fashion designer. I would see fashion, I love fashion, and I just began to create to the point where I end up over the years creating my own brand, my own pattern. As you can see, Mykel Coleman design pattern, shirts, mask, purses, denim jeans. So yeah, I love fashion now. But back then, growing up as a young kid, we really didn't have too much financially. So I would have to wear some of the same clothes, maybe twice a week to school and try to mix and match, shirts and everything. So I think it definitely helped with being creative as I look back on it now. I would say study. Study, study fabric, study thread counts, study material, understand, your cotton, your silk, your polyester, and go to sourcing companies. There are so many of those, right? They're like the Magic Show that's in Las Vegas, where it's a whole bunch of fashion vendors. If you are a seamstress and you're a designer, it doesn't hurt, to perfect your sewing skill set because you can make your own samples and then send those to a manufacturer to duplicate mass production. So that's what I would, say. Well, fashion defined to me is, it can mean a lot of different things. It can mean empowerment. Fashion can mean bold. It can mean beautiful. It can mean just, edgy, trendy, just out there, risk taking. Fashion is all about the aspect of definitely taking risk and, wearing things that a lot of people, the norm may be a little bit afraid to wear or take that risk. So that's what I would describe fashion as being. Well, my high school classmates would definitely say that never in a million years they probably would imagine me becoming a fashion designer or entrepreneur. Because in high school, I was an athlete, but I was also very shy. I didn't say too much. I was pretty quiet. I was the most vocal when I was playing sports, football, basketball, because I was very competitive. So they would probably say they probably wouldn't imagine me becoming a fashion designer and you know, accomplishing what I've been able to accomplish. So yeah, that's what I would say. Being able just to create, constantly create and create, you know, pieces that speak to people, that inspire people, that make them smile. When I began creating in 2004, I designed plum denim. And the thought process behind plum denim is for the woman, you know, with hips, thighs, and curves, with a denim that fit the waist perfectly in every part of her body. So I would love when women would put the jeans on, even now to this day, when they try on the jeans and it just gives them a glow. They just become so enlightened and excited because now there is a pair of denim or a clothing item that's been designed for them specifically and then fits their curves. So it makes me smile when I'm designing. So yeah, because I love to see people smile. Absolutely. Fashion is something that everyone wants. They want to look good. They want to look great. Well, I want to make people smile. I want to create, you know, fashion designs that were bold and beautiful and elegant, and just inspire people. So that's why I decided to choose fashion as one of my careers. Creativity, taking risks, just designing. Like, my favorite part is just any idea that you can imagine, you can actually create it. Whether it is an idea that becomes a full manufactured piece or just something you create. I look at every high fashion designer as a piece of my inspiration because I study each one of them, their pieces, their patterns, their quality, their elegance, you know. So people like, of course, you know, Versace, Prada, Christian Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, you know, Vera Wang. You know, I look at every fashion designer that's out there, and yeah, I look at their pieces and I'm inspired by that to create. Well, as an entrepreneur, I wanted to, you know, create a line that was just amazing. You know, for a guy like myself, a line that speaks to people, that says, hey, listen, we are high fashion. There is a high fashion line for us. I get an idea in the middle of the night to create a design. And I will get up in the middle of the night, I will actually wake up and I will sit up and I will sketch. I will sketch the idea that has come to mind, and then I will immediately next day, or even at night sometimes, just hop on my computer and start designing, because once that design hit me, I have to get it out. I don't want it to be in my head and just lingering, and I may forget the design and it will never come back. That's how I look at it. You know, when you're creating, it's like almost like a once in a lifetime moment. You may get this amazing idea, and I love to act on the idea, immediately put it down, and even if it becomes a piece, or if it doesn't become a piece, I know that I still have that in my catalog, in my portfolio, and I can go back to it and enhance it, tweak some things, and bring it to life. How do I stay up to date on fashion? I study the greats. I look at what's hot, what's trending. At the same time, I also take risk and just create on my own. Um, I'm spiritually led, I would say. Like, I just go with the idea because I'm a visionary. So, and I run with it, and then I just look at what what's coming up as far as seasons, color schemes, and just studying everyone else. Staying up to date on where fashion is going. Work ethic is super important. And as a fashion designer, you have to, put that work in. I mean, you have to study, you have to create when the idea hit you. And you gotta have dedication, you gotta be persistent and consistent and constantly pushing yourself to stay ahead of the curve of the trends in fashion. So work ethic, my key word is you have to be relentless. Relentless. What's very important is that you take a piece that you have created and you put it out to the world, and you see how many people love this piece and they just want to, they want to purchase it. They want to own a piece of what you have created, and the ability to have manufacturers who can duplicate what you have created is so important. That is a very important facet in the fashion industry, is mass production duplication. So that's very important to me. Wow, that is a very interesting question. I feel my greatest strength is the ability to create at the drop of a dime. My greatest weakness is to delegate creations that I have created, to other people to run with and execute. Because when you are a creator, sometimes you become so attached to it, and it's like your baby, and it's kind of hard to release and let it go. But you have to, in order for it to blossom into what it is intended to be. Well, I would say my personal style is relaxed. As you can kind of see, I'm kind of relaxed, but with some elegance, edgy sometimes. It's based on how I'm feeling. Very classy. I am definitely a suit and tie type of guy. I love the way a suit fit on me, and I would just love to step into a room with confidence and style and swag and elegance, and just looking very, very, very dapper at all times, no matter if I'm wearing slacks, jeans, a suit, just comfortable and stylish. With stress, one thing about myself, I don't really give power to that word. I just say, there's a timeline, let's get it done, let's be consistent. Because if we put the work in, it will definitely get done. So don't allow the pressure too much to, get to you. Just continue to create. I would say study, constantly create. There is no outlandish, crazy idea, because your idea, your vision is something that's missing in the fashion industry, and we need it. So no matter how outlandish or crazy some people may think your idea is, go for it, create it, let us see it, put it out to the world, and you'll be able to get feedback, and you can go back and you can tweak it and perfect it. So that's what I would say to inspire the next superstar fashion designer out there. Thank you all for tuning in to Mykel Coleman Fashion Designer. MykelColeman.com at Mykel Coleman for fashion.